Hey guys, welcome back to Buddy RC, and I am so excited about this new product we got here from OMPHOBBY. They've worked really hard on this, and this thing is absolutely a beast in such a small package. We're going to open the box today and show you what's in the box so everybody kind of understands everything that it comes with, and we're going to get a little bit of a flight demo and kind of go into more detail on about what OFS 3 it means for the M2 Evo Mk2. So without further ado, let's jump into it, guys. The M2 was always one of our best-selling helicopters, and then the Evo came out and completely redefined it. Well, this is taking the Evo to even a higher level. So now you have the ability to do Bluetooth, ELRS, and a whole bunch of other things. But the main thing for it, in my eyes, is going to be your performance. So now the M2 Evo has way better tail performance. The quickest tail I've ever seen in my life. It actually does feel like a collective pitch tail, a new motor, and a new swash plate, and of course OFS 3 built into it. So the new motor actually has a bigger stator on it, so it's going to give you a little bit more torque and also a higher KV on the motor. So it actually has better tail performance because not only are you relying on this motor back here, but you're relying on the motor up front. So with the M2 Evo Mk2, you get, of course, the new motor, the new swash plate, and of course the new OFS 3 flight controller. So the OFS 3 flight controller that's on the helicopter does not have an onboard receiver. So there's no more OMP protocol. It's all going to be whatever you put on it. I'm currently running S-Bus on mine. So you can run S-Bus, Spectrum, Futaba. I'm running the Futaba one. I will be running the ELRS stuff because that's what I normally run. So the cool part about the ELRS stuff on OFS 3 is you can actually get all your telemetry data back to your radio, your RPM, your ESC temperature even, your battery voltage live. So you can actually do warnings in the radio to tell you what's going on with that. So that is all very technical stuff that I'll let Jonas kind of go into on his video. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a quick little overview of it. We'll do a flight video and then we'll open the box so you can understand everything that comes with this helicopter. See, it also has these beautiful white landing gear. I'm a huge white skid person, so I absolutely love the white skids on small helicopters because you can see them a lot better, especially when you're going behind trees and stuff like that behind you. And again, it does have the new swash plate on it. So the reason that the swash plate was changed is this just has better geometry. So one of the team pilots actually figured this out. It actually has a little bit longer on the pitch arms on the swash plate. So not these arms, but the arms that come out of the swash on the sides. They're a little bit longer than the what I call mixer arms, which are here. So you actually can get a faster roll rate, pitch rate, just better cyclic response in general. So the helicopter flies a lot faster than the M2 originally, the M2 Evo originally did, because the M2 was originally it was limited by its swash plate. So now this thing flips insanely fast, flies like almost like an M7, to be honest, with this new update. It's actually a little bit quieter in my opinion. Just the motor itself is a little quieter. But that's just, it might just be me, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can run a higher head speed on it now. You can get a lot more performance out of this helicopter. The reversing of the tail is insane. When you hit that tail, it responds immediately. The original M2 would take a second and it would kind of, have to catch up because you're relying on your main motor and your tail motor. So the higher KV and bigger stator on the main motor helps with this as well, but also they really developed the flight controller for this, so it is the best tail performance you could possibly get out of a little helicopter like this. And all of it is, adjustable, so you can go into your phone and actually adjust all of this stuff. So let's jump into the box real quick. I'm going to show you guys everything that it comes with, and then I will show you guys a real quick rundown on the app, and then we'll go fly this thing. So here we go. All right, so this box right here, this is going to be for the USA only. For right now, we had to update, actually I had to update every helicopter myself through Bluetooth. So if you have this sticker right here, your helicopter has been updated to the newest firmware, so there's no worry about the older firmware getting onto your helis. I wanted to make sure everybody started off with the correct firmware, so we didn't have any issues. All right, so it's just like the M2 Evo box. same slide away. It is a little bit darker, so it is nice looking. But okay, so we're gonna open the box here, and as you can see, you have your silica packet with your OFS 3 manual. So just like the original one, you actually have a manual for the flight controller. You can adjust the flight controller just like you could before via the buttons on the top of the flight controller. So just like this, you can actually adjust it still. So you can use the set button, but this is basic parameters only. It's not going to be your expert settings like you can do in the app. So with that being said, you get your swash leveling tool, comes with it. So you also get a main shaft, feathering shaft. It looks like some servo links, and then of course your servo arms. The reason those are, a little bit more fragile is because you want to be able to save those servos. So I would much rather replace a servo horn than actually the servo itself. So always keep a couple of these on hand. Same thing for main and feathering shafts. That's like the main thing that you're going to bend on these. It's a very high performance helicopter, and it relies on it to be perfectly, level. So you don't want to have a bent feathering shaft, main shaft, or anything like that. So that's really nice that they put that in the package. I believe they did that on the Evo too. But you also get a little, looks like Velcro in there. That's pretty neat. Yeah, you get a little Velcro. Or no, that's actually just, okay, so that's not Velcro. That is just like a little felt pad. So you also get in the package your Bluetooth module. You want to make sure that if you really want to do a lot of editing to the helicopter, just leave it on the helicopter. You could just mount it right to the side. I kind of keep it away from my receiver because it's RF noise, I imagine. So my receiver is up here, and then I have the Bluetooth module down here, and I just have it connected and then some double-sided sticky tape. It doesn't interfere with the canopy at all, no big deal. So you can always put your RX over here if you want. I just put it over here because it's the easiest. So there's that. Okay, also in the package, now we have been talking about ELRS. So this actually comes with the 4-pin connector that everybody needs for ELRS to run on OFS 3. So you will be able to just buy, I think it's RP2, whatever the smallest one is. We're getting the new ones in, so bear with us. We're trying to get those in right now because there is a new version. So once we get those, we will let everybody know for sure, because that is something that will unlock a lot more potential with this helicopter. You have your telemetry data, all that kind of stuff, and it's ELRS. It is probably the best protocol out there, in my opinion. But yeah, it comes with that little guy in the package along with your Bluetooth module. And then of course the helicopter itself. Now everybody has asked me if it comes with a battery. I know it doesn't show a battery in here. It's pre-installed in the helicopter, I promise. So every helicopter comes with a battery pre-installed in the helicopter. So all you got to do is take it out and charge it. They're XT30s, just like the original. There's nothing new about that. So you could get a charger, a fairly cheap charger from us, get an XT60 to XT30 connector and solder it up and be charging in no time. I will post some links to some chargers down below that we recommend for this helicopter, some cheaper options, and then some, of course, receiver options and battery options for this helicopter. So yeah, that is everything that comes in the box with the new M2 Mark II. Of course, it has the new white landing skids, it has the new swash plate, new flight controller, and it has the, all the new firmware and all that stuff already done to it, so there's no worry about having to update as soon as you get it. So you can take it out of the box and fly with confidence. All right, so what we're gonna do is we have the app open on our phone. I'm screen recording this, so I'll put it up on here as well. We can go ahead and you can have your radio on or off for this. I recommend have it on and have your throttle hold on. All right, so I have my radio on. We have the app recording, so we're going to go ahead and show you how this works. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the helicopter. Again, I have the Bluetooth module already installed in my radio or on my helicopter on the side, so it stays on all the time. So all you need to do is hit connect device, and it shows up immediately on there. So we're going to connect. It's going to show you the start menu, basically. That's going to show you just the stock settings that are on it. This is not the expert settings. So you could scroll down and go to expert settings. I have expert on, so I can tune everything. As you can see, my roll, pitch rate, yaw rate, I've messed with everything. I have the PIDs the same. Say if you get really messed up, you're like, oh my gosh, I messed up my PIDs, this thing doesn't fly very well. All you gotta do is hit the reset button up top. I will show you guys how to update real quick. So to update, all you got to do is go to the About, and then About Us. And we're going to go to the Support and scroll down. Oh, it didn't go. We're going to go to Support and Firmware Download. And you can download the firmware from here. I already have this one updated, so there's no need for it. But yeah, you can do all that stuff right there. So all you got to do is hit that, download it into your phone, and then you can hit the upgrade from here, and you'll select it from your files if you have an iPhone. I'm not sure how to do it on Android. I imagine it's the same. You just got to fix it through there. So I have it up to date. It's 11.21, so that's the most recent one. We are good to go. So we can go back to the device and go to settings and change whatever settings we want. Now there's another really cool setting in the expert settings. Jonas went into detail with this a little bit more in his video, so I would recommend watching his on how to set up the radio. I have mine set up with just my throttle hold and my throttle curves, and of course everything, you know, for, you know, level, self-level and things like that. So the biggest thing with this is there is something called software throttle. So basically what this means is you don't need to put in your throttle curves in your radio. All you have to do is set up one switch that goes from a certain amount to a certain amount. And you just go software throttle. So you go your low, which would be idle 1, and then medium 2, idle high. You would switch through those basically and say you want this one to be, you know, 85, you know, 62 and 53 or whatever you want, you know. So yeah, you can set that through here. That way you don't have to do your throttle curves in the radio, and it makes it more simple, which I absolutely love, simplifying the setup for a small helicopter. That way you can get out and fly as soon as possible, because the thing flies so good. So that's another little neat feature that's on there. Again, you can do your expert settings and stuff. But when it comes to mechanical setup, so you can do your servo trim from here. It's really nice. So you just go to servo trim and you can do everything from here. Say if your stuff's off a little bit or whatever, you know, you need to go through that, you can do it right off of the app. So it's super simple. Let's see here. You can also do your reversing through here. Super, you know, easy. All you gotta do, hit that for reverse if you end up putting this on another helicopter. The stock settings, like I said, if you mess up anything on this and you're like, oh my gosh, the PIDs are way off, or I reversed the wrong channel, all you gotta do is hit reset and it will go back to original M2 Evo Mk2 settings. So there's no worry on that. So yeah, I haven't changed anything on this. It's fairly, you know, stock. And that's about it. So yeah, the other thing is you can do S-Bus range. This is for Futaba settings. So if you're running a Futaba, I probably should have this on. I don't know if it applies to a TX16. I am running Futaba protocol, but that is so you can have the endpoints corrected on the radio. But as far as this stuff, like I said, this is just a quick overview of it. Jonas goes into a lot more detail into this, so I won't, you know, step on that information because he's got a lot more information about it than I do. Basically, you guys, the biggest difference in this new helicopter is OFS 3, and OFS 3 is going to make your lives way easier by being able to tune Bluetooth and also just flying better. Out of the box, this thing has the most amazing performance of any electric tail rotor motor helicopter ever. Just like the original M2 Evo, when that came out, it was groundbreaking. The bigger tail motor, all that stuff. This uses the same tail motor. This is actually an M2 Evo that I upgraded via the new swash, the new motor, the new flight controller, and of course the new landing gear. So again, same tail, same frame, same everything else except for those 3 items. But even running the same battery, guys. So that's the nice part. It has this new battery cable where you just connect it right there. So with that all being said, guys, we're going to go out and fly this thing. Hopefully we can get some decent weather out today. But I want to go fly this thing and show you guys just how good it is. I'm not the best when it comes to reversals and things in maneuvers, but I'll at least show you guys reversals just right in front of you because you'll be absolutely amazed with the quickness of this tail. This thing is going to definitely be a must-have for every helicopter pilot from new to expert. I mean, I've been flying helicopters since 2008, And this is still my favorite size because I can take this thing out, beat on it, crash it, try all these different maneuvers, and not risk a big helicopter. So guys, with that being said, let's go outside, let's go fly this thing, and let's go check it out. 3. So this is my low head speed, so it's very low. Look at how good the tail reacts. You can fly 3D with low head speed with this. It's not gonna react just as fast, you know, but you can fly some 3D with it. Let's crank it up a little bit and fly it though. Touch the tail. That is another thing. So on OFS 3, the tail does not just stop if you actually touch. I did not do that on purpose, but if you touch the tail, it doesn't stop like the old one did. All right, Eddie, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna show him a little bit of a tail slide real quick. You ready? All right. So it's pretty windy out here and I can't see, but check this tail out. You could not do that with the old one. You cannot bog that tail. Do it one more time. Here, check this out though. You can do tail slides and 20-mile-an-hour winds with no issues. And that tail just stays steady. All right, I'm gonna do a couple punch outs to show. Again, this is in the high head speed, but still. Look at how steady that tail is. Doesn't move one bit. Just as much authority at the beginning of the battery as you do at the end. And it's super quiet compared to the old one. But like I said, that reversing of that tail is insane. You can hear that motor working, but as you can see, it doesn't move one bit when you're using that. It's only moving because I'm going up and down on my collective. So as you guys can see, this thing is got insane performance. The tail performance, the motor itself has way more power than the original M2 Evo. This is definitely my personal favorite helicopter in our lineup right now, even over the M7. I can't fly an M7 in my backyard as easily as this. So it gets a lot less attention. You could try different maneuvers and not worry about breaking a helicopter. But again, guys, if you have any questions, post them down below. I hope I can answer all your guys' questions about OFS 3. If not, I will definitely point you in the direction of where you can find that information. Find it on buddyrc.com. We have them right now. They're going very quick, just a warning. So guys, let me know if you have anything else on the M2 Evo. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and we'll see you on the next one.